हेलो एंड वेलकम बैक टू योर ओन यूट्यूब चैनल योर ओन पाठशाला ज्योतिशाला। तो फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हैं आप सभी? आशा करती हूँ आप सभी अच्छे ही होंगे। इन दिस वीडियो आई हैव ब्रॉट टू यू द एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ द लेसन आउट ऑफ बिजनेस which is of Malgudi Days by R.K. Narayan. This book is Malgudi Days book by R.K. Narayan is followed in many of the ICSE schools. This lesson that I am about to explain in this video is of standard 8, which is taught in St. Agnes Kharagpur school. I was explaining this to my students here, so I thought why not to explain it to my YouTube audience as well. Let's proceed with the story. Out of business. Little over a year ago, Rama Rao went out of work when a gramophone company, of which he was the Malgudi agent, went out of existence. So a little over a year ago, Rama Rao is the main protagonist of this story. Went out of work means his business got suddenly his business collapsed. Okay, when a gramophone company of which he was the owner of a gramophone company, and in the whole of Malgudi, the Malgudi is the name of the place. Malgudi is the name of the place. He was the one and only agent in Malgudi, in the whole of Malgudi, and he was the owner of a gramophone company. Went out of existence, so that means it collapsed. He had put into that agency the little money he had inherited as security. He had put into that agency the little money. So the little money that he had, he put that money as a security. Means he had invested his money in this company. For 5 years, his business brought him enough money. For 5 continuous years, the company brought a good business to him, just enough to help him keep his wife and children in good comfort. So he earned the amount of money, or the earning that he got from the gramophone company for the last 5 years was sufficient enough to suffice his wife and children. And to give them a comfortable life. He built a small bungalow in the extension and was thinking of buying an old baby car for his use. So he built a small bungalow. He even built a small bungalow in the extension that is at the extension is outside the Malgudi. Outside Malgudi, he bought a bungalow. That is the extension, that is outskirts of Malgudi is called the extension. There he bought a bungalow for himself and his family, and he was also thinking of buying a baby car for his use, for his family use. He was thinking of buying a small car. So that so his business was well enough. His business was well enough to be to suffice his wife and children and to buy a bungalow for him. And he was also thinking of purchasing a car. Okay, and one day it was a bolt from the blue. The crash came. All of a sudden, the company collapsed. A series of circumstances in the world of trade, commerce, banking, and politics was responsible for it. So how come his company collapsed? So there were a number of reasons. So what were they? What are they? In the world of trade, commerce, banking, and politics was responsible for it. A series of circumstances in the world of trade, commerce, banking, and politics was responsible for it. The gramophone company, which had its factory somewhere in North India, automatically collapsed when a bank in Lahore crashed, which was itself the result of a Bombay financier's death. So the gramophone company, which had its factory somewhere in North India, his factory was somewhere in North India. He established his factory somewhere in north of India, automatically collapsed when a bank in Lahore crashed. Means following the collapse of his company, that is the gramophone company, even the bank that is even a bank in Lahore that also collapsed or crashed, which was itself the result of a Bombay financier's death. And all these were a result because of financiers, that is a person who used to give loan and all. He died in Bombay, and he was a big financier in Bombay. Because of his death, his gramophone company collapsed, and a bank in Lahore also collapsed. The financier was driving downhill. Now people said that how this Bombay financier died. The financier was driving downhill when his car flew off sideways and came to rest 300 feet below the road. So once when the Bombay financier was driving downhill, when he was coming down the hill, his car flew. That is, his car fell. His car fell sideways, and it fell almost 300 feet below the road. below the road that he was traveling. It fell 300 feet below. It was thought that he had committed suicide, and it was thought that he has committed suicide because the previous night his wife eloped with his cashier, and people were of the opinion that he has committed a suicide because the previous night his wife eloped with his own cashier. Because of this, out of shame, he committed suicide. That people were of this opinion, and because he died, with his death the Lahore Bank also crashed, and also the gramophone company of which Rama Rao was the owner also crashed. Rama Rao suddenly found himself in the streets at first. So all of a sudden, that is the owner of the company, came on the streets. He found himself on the streets. At first, he could hardly understand the full significance of this collapse. There was a little money in the bank, and he had some stock on hand. At first, he could hardly understand the full significance of this collapse. He could hardly understand. So he could not figure out how come his company collapsed. He couldn't figure out that how can that be possible? A good running company, a good going company, how can it collapse? So for some days he couldn't figure out. There was a little money in the bank, and he had some stock on hand. So a little money he had saved in his bank. Saved in the bank. A little stock also he had of other shares to suffice him and his family for some more days. But the stock moved out slowly. But slowly and gradually, definitely things will deteriorate. So was his. So deteriorated. The prices were going down. The prices of the stocks were deteriorating day by day because the world market had collapsed or had crashed. Prices were going down, and he could hardly realize a few hundred rupees. So when he tried to retrieve the money out of the stock that he had, when he tried to retrieve the money, he just got only a few hundred rupees. 100 rupees. When he applied for the refund of his security, there was hardly anyone at the other end to receive his application. When he applied for the refund, so when he tried to refund of his security, whatever security he has invested here and there, he tried to retrieve those security. He wanted the retrieving of his money or the refund of his money. There was hardly anyone on the other side, but there was no one. He applied applications everywhere, but there was no one to receive the applications on the other end. The money in the bank was fast melting. The money, however much you keep your stock, your savings, but until and unless you multiply it, it is one or the other day, it has to deteriorate, it has to collapse. So the money in the bank was fast melting. Money was melting fast. Rama Rao's wife now tried some measures of economy. Now the wife also, Rama Rao's wife understood that they're no more in a better position, no more in a good economic condition. So somehow she tried to manage the finances of the house. So what she did, tried some measures of economy. She sent away the cook and the servant. So she sent away the cook and the servant. Means earlier they had the cook and they had the servants in the house. Now she has left the servant and the cook and withdrew the children from fashionable nursery school. Her children used to go in a fashionable nursery school. Now she is sending them no more in the fashionable nursery school and sent them to a free primary school. But instead, because she was lacking the finances, economically not stable, so she sent them in a free primary school. And then they let other bungalow, and they let out there, and then they let out their bungalow and move to a small house behind the market. So even they have to leave their own bungalow and leave the bungalow and move into a small house behind the market. These were the changes that she made in her lifestyle when Rama Rao went shortage of finances. Rama Rao sent out a dozen applications a day and wore his feet out looking for employment. So Rama Rao tried his best to suffice the family, to suffice himself and his family and children, wife and children, and he went door to door in search of job. So that is what is written, that he wore his feet, that is, he moved from place to place in search of employment. For a man approaching 40, he was almost approaching 40, looking for employment does not come very easily. So he was trying to search for a job, but at the age of, or approximately at the age of 40, it was very difficult for him to get a job, especially when he has just lost an independent lucrative business. So he himself had a good lucrative, that is a good business running, but when he is at a loss, so people knowing that, people when they came to know that he has run down his business, or he had a loss in his business, so people were least interested in hiring him. Rama Rao was very businesslike in stating his request. So he was very much straightforward when he demanded, or when he went for, or when he requested for a job. So he was very straightforward in requesting for a job. He sent his card in. He used to send his card in and asked, "I wonder, sir, if you could do something for me." So he requested wherever he approached for a job, he requested them that if they were interested in hiring him, my business, and he used to tell the truth that he had a good business. My business is all gone through no fault of mine. He was straightforward and very much truthful in saying that his business, that he had a good business, but somehow his business was at a loss, and not because of his fault, but because of the market, because of the world market. Shall be grateful, and I shall be, through a fault of not my own, I shall be grateful if you can give me something to do in your office. So he requested people that if they can hire him for a job, and would show him sympathy by providing him a job. What a pity, Rama Rao. I am awfully sorry. There is nothing at present. So people used to remark him, or used to give the feedback that they are very sorry and they cannot hire him presently for any job because there is no vacancy there. If there is an opportunity, I will certainly remember you. Everybody, each and every one that he approached, they only replied this. They replied the same. Each and everyone said that presently there is no opportunity, there is no vacancy. But if there will be any, then definitely they will hire him. It was the same story everywhere. So everywhere that he went, the story was repeated. It was the same story everywhere. He returned home in the evening. His heart sank as he turned into his street behind the market. So he returned home in the evening. Every evening he used to return. His heart sank as he turned. He was feeling very depressed into his street behind the market. His wife would invariably be standing at the door with the children behind her, looking down the street. So the wife and the children used to stand and wait for him to return home. What anxious, eager faces they had. So they were very much anxious, and they were very much eager to know whether the father, that is Rama Rao, or the husband of and the father, whether their father would have got a job or not. So much of trembling, hesitating, hope in their faces. So they were very much trembling, very much trembling, hesitating in their faces. They seemed always to hope that he would come back home with some magic fulfillment. So they were always hopeful. The wife and the children, they were always hopeful. They were always thinking that surely today their father would get a job, would get some employment. As he remembered the futile way in which he searched for a job, and the finality with which people dismissed him. So he always used to make his every little effort he used to make to get a job, and every time he was dismissed by the others. He wished that his wife and children had less trust in him. So the trust that the wife and the children showed on him, he wanted that the trust should not be there. They should not trust him anymore. His wife looked at his face, understood, and turned in without uttering a word. So looking at Rama Rao's face, the wife understood that he has not got a job, and without uttering a word in front of the children, she went inside. The children took the cue and filed in silently. So the children understood their mother's face, the expression of their mother, what the mother meant to say, without uttering a word or without a question. Even they went inside silently. Rama Rao tried to improve matters with a forced heartiness. So Rama Rao tried to improve matters with a forced heartiness. He tried to improve. He tried to make their faces cheerful. Well, how are all we today? How are we all today? So he tried to make cheerful the children's faces, the wife's face, to which he received mumbling, feeble responses from his wife and children. So they used to reply him mumbly, that is very softly. It rent his heart to see them in this condition. So he felt in pain. Rama Rao felt in pain when he saw this condition of his children, of his wife and children. He was very much. It was very much hurting, or it was very much touching to him. At the extension, how the girl could sparkle with flowers and a bright dress. So talking about his wife, that when they were in the extension bungalow, then the wife was very much cheerful. She used to wear a brightly colored dress, and she used to shine like flowers. She had friendly neighbors. The wife had friendly neighbors, a women's club. She was also engaged in a women's club, and everything to keep her happy there, and everything that she possessed to keep her happy. But now she hardly had the heart or the need to change in the evenings. But now she had no interest, and even she had no such dresses also to change in the evenings, for she spent all her time cooped up in the kitchen, because there was no more any cook for them to cook. So she was all the time engaged in the kitchen. And then the children, so kitchen and children, she was always engaged in, and she had no time to spend with the neighbors women, or to join the women's club or the girls club. So she had no time, and not even no more such dresses to change in the evenings as well. The house in the extension had a compound, and they roamed about with a dozen other children. So when they used to live in the extension bungalow, they had a big compound, and there the children used to play with the neighbors' children as well. And it was impossible to have numerous friends in the fashionable nursery school, and it was possible to, and when they used to go in the fashionable nursery school, they used to have many friends there. But here the children had no friends and could play only in the backyard. So but here, when they are living here behind the market, here the children have no friends, and they are playing in the backyard of the house. Their shirts were beginning to show tears and frays. So the shirts now, the dresses that we're wearing are getting frayed, that is wears and tears here and there. Formerly they were given new clothes. So now, formerly means earlier, they were given new clothes every 3 months. Once in 3 months they used to get new clothes. Rama Rao lay in bed and spent sleepless nights over it. Now Rama Rao, speculating all this, was spending sleepless nights, couldn't sleep better, couldn't think better, so he became restless and started spending sleepless nights. All the cash in hand was now gone. So the little cash that he had in hand was slowly and gradually deteriorating, was about to finish. Their only source of income was the small rent they were getting of their house in the extension. So the little source of income they had was from the extension bungalow that they possessed. They shuddered to think what would happen to them if the tenant should suddenly leave. So they were very much shuddered and trembled with the very thought, suppose if the tenants leave the bungalow and would move away from the bungalow, then what would happen of theirs? How they will suffice their lives if the little rent that they are getting from the bungalow, if that will also not be possible if the tenants would leave. I'll just pause there in this video. I'll continue the story in the next video. Till then, if you have any doubts from the story that I have explained till now, you can ask me. You can send your queries in the comment section, and also do let me know in the comment section as to what kind of videos you would like me to upload it for you. See you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye. And yes, of course, in the next video I will also upload some of the questions that I have framed from the same very lesson, so that it will be a help for you, and it will guide you and help you in framing the answers as well. Okay, yes, and of course, क्योंकि पढ़ेगा इंडिया तभी तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया. Bye bye.